So obviously, I have very mixed feelings about Gremlins 2 because there's sort of Gremlins 2 is a movie, and then there's Gremlins 2 impact on the franchise. And you just have to be honest and say that Gremlins 2, the financial failure of Gremlins 2, killed the franchise. Right. So, I mean, you have to ask me, like, would I rather there be a Gremlins 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 like Scream? You bet. I would much rather have that. It just basically sort of, you know, you can ride those franchises like actors do for a decade or so. Look what being Iron Man did for Robert Downey for like 10, 12 years. You know what I mean? Took him from the abyss to superstardom. So you want to be in a franchise for as long as possible. You know, that's why the Bond guys do it for 5, 6 times until they eventually just kind of feel like they age out of the part and they need to step down and let a younger buck take over. But it was a huge disappointment when Gremlins 2 came out and tanked, especially since it was supposed to open May 3rd or 4th opposite very weak competition, the Goldie Hawn Mel Gibson movie Bird on a Wire, which nobody barely even remembers. It would have killed then. But the two gentlemen who were running Warner Brothers at the time in 1990, they had a screening up in San Francisco, and the test scores were unlike any test scores they had ever seen. They were like 98s, 99s, almost perfect scores. And they thought to themselves, oh, my God, this is going to be even bigger than the first one. And there was a movie coming out at the time called Dick Tracy with Warren Beatty and some young singer named Madonna. And literally they moved it from like May the 5th to the middle of June, right in the thick of all of these movies opening right opposite Dick Tracy, because they got into, shall we say, a bit of a measuring contest with people at another studio. I'll let you guess what they were measuring. And literally after they moved it and announced how proud they were with the plans of moving it, Warren Beatty came out and said he was dating Madonna. And it was like, dating Madonna, oh my God. And it was, if you remember, her sex book came out where she was naked through most of it. She's the biggest star on the planet. And it was like Gremlins 2, when, what, Dick Tracy, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And so we just got killed by Dick Tracy at the opening. And that basically was the end of the live action franchise